hallucinations, like kind of drug trips. That's what they call it when AI tells you something that's totally nonsense. According to Google's AI model, this is based on incorrect assumptions made by the model. But like, how does that happen? I'm going to show you this hilarious example of it. And then we're going to try and collectively figure out, how did the computer come up with this? Well, this made my week. It made me laugh so hard for about the last 24 hours. And now I can never get over it. And I'm calling my children Hunter to Butts. I want to get a dog named Hunter to Butts. So the View host, Anna Navarro, said that she used AI to look up past U.S. presidents that have pardoned their family members or in-laws. And it came up with this post, which she then felt comfortable to put on her X account, saying Woodrow Wilson pardoned his brother-in-law, Hunter to Butts. And then she goes on to talk about Bill Clinton and Donald Trump pardoning. Only the thing is, you see that community note there is that there's no Hunter to Butts. We have no record that Woodrow Wilson ever knew somebody named Hunter to Butts or was related to. It's so funny too that she's like, tell me again how Joe Biden is setting precedent with her laughing emojis, and then the community notes just handles her. Hunter to Butts was never pardoned. He's innocent, whoever he is. So later she explained that she got this from ChatGPT, as if that's better. Here's her post about it where she just looks it up. So it's not like I'm someone with gravitas, I know history. No, she looked it up on her phone and then put it on. So now we know how ABC News is getting their research. Believe them at your own peril. But like, how does this happen? What I'm showing you there is an AI hallucination. They made up Hunter to Butts. The comments on this post, you guys, are gold. It's like people saying, what about Hugh Jass? Right. What about D's nuts?
D's nuts. Have you ever pardoned D's nuts?
What about Amanda Hug and kiss? So, like, how does AI hallucinate like that? How does that happen? It says it's taking inputs and then making assumptions, but who put that in, and why Woodrow Wilson? And like, why and how? It's too good. It's too good.
I think the confusion was because didn't you see the PBS documentary on Hunter to Butts where he was actually just a friend of Woodrow Wilson's brother-in-law? So I don't know that he got pardoned. Yeah,
he's innocent.
Check it out.
Okay,
it's a great documentary.
Right.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachachadash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And the wisdom of the gospel, brother, living up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another lesson through the Spirit. It goes into, it says, hey, going AI and ChatGPT are now having hallucinations. As this AI shit is really scary, man, if you think about it. And AI was actually prophesied in the scriptures. All right, and most people will be like, well, what do you mean it was prophesied in the Bible? Where in the Bible it says AI? Well, we're going to get it. Because AI just stands for artificial intelligence. Okay, and now when you look at modern day video games, like back in the day, you had like things like Atari, you had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, then you had your Dreamcast systems, and then it got a little bit more advanced when they came out with the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, when they were able to take images and models of characters and actually make them appear to be like real figures. Then they started having the voiceovers when the actual characters were actually voicing these models that was put in video games, man. All right, and then when you fast forward to the modern day PS4, PS5, Xbox Generation X, Xbox Series X, and then you got the new Xbox One, which is the modern day gaming console, or the latest of generation of gaming consoles. That's really all AI, man. Okay, and especially like with the digital inputs and the type of features that they convey. That's all AI, okay? Because now you have what they call mocap, which stands for motion capture. When they have a guy in his mocap suit with these sensors on it, and basically whatever the guy emulates, the suit picks up on the particular vibrations, and then it would enact it into the video game. And then also the mocap can capture like facial scans, and then they can apply an actual AI character to be the person that's voicing in the game. Okay, like when you played a game called The Last of Us, what's the guy named Neil Druckmann, I believe. which is one of the top guys that played Joel. If you look at the character of Joel or you look at the character of Ellie, it actually looks like the actual voice actor that actually voiced these characters because they come in a likeness, which is a small semblance of AI. Same thing with the 2K games now, man. You play 2K, they have the players that dress up in mocap suits to actually do the moves, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's technology. That's advancing technology right there. And this shit is scary as hell, man, because if you look at the movie The Matrix, Minority Report, iRobot, Terminator, which Terminator and The Matrix are pretty much like the two ones that come to my mindset when it thinks of artificial intelligence, because artificial goes into it not being real, okay, or not necessarily authentic, artificial, you know. But Terminator and The Matrix really shed light on the AI paradigm, because when the first movie The Matrix came out back in 1999, it was released like around Thanksgiving weekend. They said that the Matrix movie that's the highest grossing movie of Warner Brothers. That's the highest grossing movie that Warner Brothers have ever put out, which I think grossed like around 465 million or something to that degree. And the Matrix was warning us all along that this was the wave of the future. Okay, because if you pay attention to Terminator took place in the past, but yet John Connor in the I think it was the T-800, which was the first model of the Schwarzenegger model of the Terminator. He come from a distant future to come back to assassinate this guy, John Connor. And when you go into the Matrix, when Neo was talking to Morpheus, when he showed him the world of what it really is, he showed him the world like as in being dark and decayed and destroyed. And he said it was a war between man and machines, which hinting to this third world war, that a lot of this shit is going to be started through AI, man, because like the computer algorithms and like the missile guidance systems, those things are actually computer generated now, man. So once AI learns these programs, because AI is like a enemy you can't even conquer. It's like Esau's wicked version of the Most High. It constantly grows and it constantly learns and it's constantly creating. Just off the fact you're doing a video, AI, it already got your voice. It got your likeness. You know, when you're putting in your facial codes and all this other stuff, you know, with all these particular, what do you call these things? When you're downloading apps, you give them these permissions to do certain things. AI is learning all that shit, man. So before you know it, in the time of the MOT to the busy, hey, you don't accept the chip, hey, AI could deploy a task force to your house, man. It's scary, okay? Like, matter of fact, I'm going to show you something real quick. Let's do this. I'm going to look up something. Bone Thugs E99 AI version. AI. Oops. Hold on real quick. AI, come on, man. The fuck? Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Matter of fact, let's do this. AI 70s. This phone, I hate this phone. 70s music. Peep this, right? Now it says "Bitches Love Me" Future Drake cover. See, but this is like, if you listen to this, this will be an AI version, okay? Like this thing called Pound Town, right? Pound Town is Sexy Red, right? But look, 1972, they got a version of Pound Town. But if you hear this shit, it looks like a real damn. It sounds like a real song. The shit is bugged out, man. The brother in my camp, Yabasop, he put us on this. We was out at the campgrounds one day, and we were just kicking it. And the brother put on a song. I'm like, what is this? He said, man, that's AI. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. So you show you, I mean, if they have this on a low level, just imagine what Esau got, man. It's crazy. TLC No Scrubs Motown version. Peep this. Let's do this. And I'm using them as an example because they just come first in my head. Motown version. All right, bam. Peep this. It's called Mr. Bone Thugs and Harmonies, right? The Crossroads, 1964. They ain't never. I'm like, was this shit a remake? Cause I'm like, I ain't never heard no group like that. But it's all AI, man. Okay, they even get this is wild. How East 99 by Bone Thugs and Harmony sound by Motown. And you listen to it, it don't sound bad. It's like, damn, this shit actually kind of hit. So we're definitely in a time of end, man, all right? And when you go into these big companies like BlackRock and Vanguard, which they're one and the same. It's just you have one company over the next. You have what they call a parent company and umbrella companies, man. Like you can have a Walmart, but then you can have like a lot of baby stores underneath Walmart's umbrella. So BlackRock and Vanguard is one and the same, which I believe they own I believe they own up to 88% in S&P 500 companies, man. Also, they mentioned that fucking BlackRock and Vanguard has invested in AI, Microsoft, Apple, because they have little shares and stuff like that. They have shares in everything. So anything you invest in, everything you buy, from real estate to the stock market to Apple, iPhone, whatever, these parent companies are involved in. And also AI as well. They invest in that shit. Me personally, I believe they have contracts with DARPA, the defense agencies in Babylon, because I mean, how the hell do they have access to all these the funds, for one thing? Second of all, how you buying up all this shit? You know, they mentioned that they have a GDP of 10 to 15 trillion, which is that's more than the GDP of France, man. How the hell can two companies, really one, but how the hell can a company have more gross domestic product than a fucking country, man? Okay, I think California, averaging like 5 trillion or something like that, which California is like 3 trillion, which California has the 5th largest economy in the world. And yet BlackRock and Vanguard are buyers into this. And not only that, AI as well. So it makes a lot of sense, man, all right? But anyway, let me do this real quick. Peep this, The Matrix. It says The Matrix is a 1999 science fiction action film written and directed by the Wachowskis, which they're women now. Wow. It says it is the first installment of the Matrix series starring Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Hugo Weaving, blase, blase. It says it depicts a dystopian future in which humanity is unknowingly trapped inside a matrix, which matrix just means like just a bunch of numbers, man. Okay, it's like a bunch of convoluted nonsense. Like right now, we inside the matrix, we're plugged in this shit. All right, but it says a stimulated reality that intelligent machines have created to distract humans while using their bodies as an energy source, which is basically AI. Okay, here, artificial intelligence in its broadest sense is an intelligence exhibited by machines, particularly computer systems, which were man-made. Because when you go to here to chat GDP, right? GTP, peep this. And I did a lesson on this maybe a month and a half ago. Great Millstone Israelites, right? And look what it says. They got a whole dossier on this. It says the Great Millstone Israelites. And by the way, a lot of this is biased too. Like what you got to understand too about the AI systems. Like when they deploy task force and drones and stuff like that, when they deploy their military, all this other stuff, you got to understand that AI is going to function from a biased standpoint, because at the end of the day, it's being programmed by a human. Okay, a human came up with the algorithm, and basically it's basically a bunch of algorithms without any type of security parameters on it. So it's able to learn and grow as it needs to, just like in that movie Megan, or that recent Child's Play movie, when that dog Chucky basically learned his behaviors from watching horror movies. So it's basically a lot of computer systems without any security captions on it, man, to convolute shit. You know, so just what happens when Esau finally weaponizes this AI and it starts to hack computers, and it's already hacking computers, but it starts to hack vehicles and remote control vehicles and take over planes and turn it on your TV. It's going to be like a freaking nightmare out here. And that's in the scriptures. But it says the Great Millstone Israelites likely refer to a group within a broader Hebrew Israelite or Israelite community, often associated with the GMS organization. So this is the hiccup they're talking about, because it do have errors in it. But even then, it's still pretty on point, because it takes all the information from Google and these other sites, and then it condenses it into what it already knows. That's why now I try to stay the hell off Google, man. Like Google tracks everything. I don't give a damn if you turn it off. They track everything. This is why when you go to Google, when you look stuff up, it already have a AI synopsis on what you're looking up, and you can't turn it off. Same thing with Meta or Facebook, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. All right. But it says here, the GMS is known for aggressive street preaching. Where they learn that at? It says teaching on the 12 tribes of Israel and a strict interpretation of the Bible. All right. And then they go into, the rest of the other stuff that we go into. But just to show you, man, that this man, he's the devil. And this is something that he ain't even going to be able to keep under control because he's created an enemy that he himself can't even understand, which is really the doing of the Most High. Okay. It's really a demon, man. It's really a spirit behind this shit. And it's scary because, like we said, man, you don't take the MOTB or when certain talking points are outlawed, hey, your phone itself can literally dispatch a snitch program on your ass. Your phone is plugged in into AI. You mentioned something about the government they don't like or the small hats. Before you know it, your phone is snitching on you. You got a fucking cop or some type of AI task force or a drone coming to your crib to take you out, man. This is a whole dystopian setup. And this is why Yahushua said, if those days were not short, no flesh should be saved. All right. But anyway, let me stop our rant. Let me get to the point, Salakia. But this is the book of Genesis 6. And I'm going to start at verses 5. And it says, and Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was evil continually. And that's this devil, man. Okay. Because when you go into imaginations, that goes into, conjuring up thoughts and whatever the mind can think, because the mind is a deep thing, man. Especially if it's operating on a proper frequencies. And this is why the Lord said, if you had faith as a mustard seed, you can tell this mountain move hence yonder, and the mountain will move, man. Because the mind is powerful. Because only a mind can come up with some type of something called the AI, man. Okay, which is gonna replace in jobs. This is why those strikers and what is it called? I forgot the name of it, but basically on the East Coast, when those strikes took place back in October, man, hey, they was pissed off because of automation. Now, you've been having, a ton of automation going on since the fucking 80s, 90s. I mean, you've already had concept of robots, help building vehicles and moving shit like that. But it was to the point they want to make the whole shipyard autonomous, man. Robots moving things, crates and this and this and that, which is going to put people out of jobs, which is going to piss a lot of people off. All right. But it says here, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. All right. And the Lord said, I would destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both men and beasts and creepy things and the fowl of the air, for repented me that I have made them. Right. Because this is pre-flood behavior. OK, like it tells us in Matthew, the 24th chapter. And I believe it's also Luke 16 when it goes into how the days of Noah should be before the coming of the Son of Man, when people were given into marriage and wickedness and adultery. I mean, it's wickedness going on here. Because like we mentioned, how the hell does BlackRock own the GDP in sum of fucking France, bro? And how the hell do you have $15 trillion in assets, man? Okay, now you got disinformation out there. And this is how Esau wins the information war, because he just put a lot of shit out there and he just overly convolutes the internet. He overly inflates the internet with a bunch of videos and a bunch of information. So you can never really, it's like literally trying to find a needle in a haystack, where you have good sources of information within the hay, but to find that direct needle is going to be hard, man. And that's going to be us in a minute, because these videos are going to be shut down. So since he can't stop the information war, he puts he just floods the algorithm with videos to the point you searching. You may get 4 or 5 different topics about how to charm Berto, but this is the right source. But these 2 other sources are misleading. Then you got moguls and gatekeepers and vanguards like Alex Jones and, what's this guy's name? Glenn Beck, redacted, and then they're talking points for the deep state, which is no such thing as deep state. That's the elites, but these are talking points for the elites, man, to kind of keep everybody thrown off. Because though they're giving you a pliable source of information, they're still not giving you the whole skinny. All right. But it says here, and the Lord said, I will destroy man of whom I have created from the face of the earth, both men and beasts and creeping things and the fowls of the air, for repented me that I have made them. So this is where we're at in prophecy again. Okay. And the next flood is going to come through fire, which is by them ICBMs, which, I won't be surprised if this war is, hey, look at the Terminator. It was man versus machine. And we know that the missile guidance systems are led through computer algorithms now. Okay, you can just type in a guidance code, and then if AI overrides your shit, then it's a done deal. Okay, which we know that the Most High is going to be behind it. But still, Esau don't have no control no more, man. He's lost control of the narrative, so he's literally on the ropes. All right, let's go to here to Genesis, the 10th chapter. And matter of fact, the Tower of Babel. I think it's Genesis 11. Yep, this is the book of Genesis 11. And I'm gonna start at verses. Yep, let's start at verses. Let's start at verses 5. It says, "And Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded." Okay, because remember, going back to the time of Babel, under the Cushite Nimrod, they was trying to build a tower into heaven, and spiritually, that tower now is that new world order, man. Okay, when the man is all knowing, when he has complete control and autonomy over another life completely. That's the elites, man. All right. And that's that spiritual Tower of Babel that's being built. It's the New World Order. And it says here, "And Yahweh said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this is what they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do." Okay. So this is why the angels had to come down and confound the languages, because if the Lord don't come back and destroy this, man, this world will literally kill itself over 10 times, man. Okay. Like Esau would literally destroy himself and some. Because the type of firepower that, bro, if you've seen that the nuclear weapons that they got, the what is it called, the Zarmat or the S, what is it, the S, what is the Zarmat, the S-MAT, I believe, which is the Satan missile, bro. That thing could be equipped with like 20 warheads, man. Like they showed Putin when he let one off, it wasn't necessarily a ICBM, or it wasn't like it wasn't a warhead. But it was in the form of an ICBM, but it wasn't a warhead that he let off. But he was just flexing like, look, we can touch you anytime we want. And the fact about they have weapons that America's radar can't even pick up is scary, man. Okay, they're what do you call that? What do you call that? Not the Sarmat 2, but I believe the one that goes on the sea. I believe they said that motherfucker hit here in 20 minutes, man. And then on top of that, you have Russian delegates in Alaska, or on the coast of Alaska, down in Cuba, off the coast of Hawaii. Babylon is surrounded on all sides, man. All right. But it says here, and the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Okay, so they have access to all these inventions, this technology, and the list goes on, man. All right, because the scriptures goes into the devices of the wicked. Matter of fact, let's get that Psalms 37, and let's start at verses 7. It says, "Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way, because the men who bring it wicked devices to pass." And this AI is nothing more but a device, man. Okay, he's using it as a weapon because it's been weaponized against the people. Like prime example, you got a company called Boston Dynamics, which is responsible for make these particular these robots, automation and robots. And they got robots that can do jujitsu. They equip dogs with 50 caliber sniper rifles on the back. Those are all devices that Esau has created, which the Most High has allowed him to do. You see, just the creating of the nuclear bomb, the creating of the atom bomb is a miracle. Okay, but it says, let them be, it says, fret not, because the men who bring it wicked devices to pass, all right? But this man is evil. Okay, because it says, cease from anger and forsake wrath, and fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. But for evildoers should be cut off, and those that wait upon the Lord should inherit the earth. Okay, it says, for yet a little while the wicked should not be, yea, thou should diligently consider his place, and it should not be, but the meek should inherit the earth, and to delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Okay, verse 12, it says, the wicked plotted against the just, and gnashed upon him with his teeth, but the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Okay, verse 14, the wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be as an upright conversation. Going back into the point that it's going to come a time that he's going to be able to dispatch drones on us from what we're speaking about, because they want to outlaw particular points that we speaking about, cursing out the small hats and revealing who the true biblical Israelites is. These are going to be things that is going to be a crime and considered high treason to speak on, man. Okay, you calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite, that could be punishable up into death, man. You know, with all the what they call all the censoring, like the YouTube algorithms. Like if you pay attention to the YouTube algorithms, they're catching on to shit, man. Okay, it's to the point now, Yahweh Shai is a common search. Type it on Google, that's a common search now. And they'll put up a picture of him being black with a white afro. They'll pull it up, there's nothing in it. It's not alone the AI images that like brothers be creating. Like when you see some of my thumbnails and you see Yahweh Shai, he's decked out, and you know he looks clean. That's AI. That's all AI, man. That's crazy. So it's we there, brothers. We here, you know. Psalms 33, and I'm gonna start at 10. It says, "For the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught." Because what's the counsel of Esau? The New World Order. It says, "For he maketh devices of the people of none effect." Okay, so sooner than later, you know, this whole thing is gonna be dissolved in missile fire. But still, it's the point of it. The mentality behind it is dangerous. Okay, AI is very dangerous, man. And like I said, it's constantly growing by the second. Like all you brothers that's into like, you know, like into tech and all this other stuff. Hey, you know, you want to make a couple of dollars, it's probably good to invest in some type of AI company, man. I mean, that's on my mind. I'm looking at ways of how to, you know, start a little AI business from the crib and, you know, make my little shekels that way, you know, because I mean, that's the new thing now. Like this guy, Elon Musk, I think he's worth like what, 300 and something billion, which he come out of no damn where, you know, he's totally set up. But basically he's putting together a team now, you know, AI engineers, you know, and that's a booming field right now. And you know why? Because it's not a new field. That's a new field, you know what I'm saying? So going into artificial technology and you an engineer of that shit, hey, that you can make some money doing it. You know, you can put together pictures and murals and all that stuff. I mean, it's a billion ways to make money with this AI shit. And that's the wave of the new world, you know, until the Lord comes and destroy it. Sooner or later, all this mom and pop shit is going to be cut out, man. You know, you got a driverless taxi coming to deliver your Uber Eats to you. Like, ain't going to be, you remember back in the day, we had to go in a phone book and look for the nearest pizza place. And then you had to pay the pizza man a $5 tip. Them days are gone, man. You know, phone yellow pages, and you know, you had the yellow pages and the white pages. The yellow pages was businesses. The white pages was like residents. They'll send this big ass 10,000 page book full of phone numbers in there. Now the average person don't even know what the white pages is, you know, because they had to list a business part of these dockets. So therefore, it was basically like a handheld Google machine then, you know. But now people, they ain't hip to that. You see? Let's go into the book of Psalms, Psalms 19. Call it the internet scripture. Haven't brought this out in a minute. But this is the book of Psalms 19 and 1. It says, "The heavens declare the glory work of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day and night utter his speech." This is your AI right here. It says, "Night and day showeth knowledge." Okay, like we just went on Chat GTP and brought up the great millstone, man. And sooner than later, you're going to be able to type your whole name in it, and it's going to, matter of fact, this is scary, man. I did this shit before. It kind of bugged me out. I was like, whoa. You know, I looked up GMS. And it was weird what it said, man. Yup. It says the GMS Kansas City is a local chapter of the Great Millstone Israelite Group, which is part of the broader Hebrew Israelite movement. It says, like other branches of the GMS Kansas City chapter, follows the teachings of Apostle Tahar or Elder Tahar and the leadership of the main GMS organization. Members of this chapter, like others, typically believe African Americans and other descendants of African slaves and the Americans are the true descendants of the ancient Israel. This is a dossier here, man. Okay. And when I went a little bit in depth, man, who is the leader of GMS? They had us all by name, so to speak. Not completely, but it was kind of creeping me out. I was like, wow. So that means that they're watching us. See what it says here. All right. Okay. Because I took some screenshots of it before. Okay, cool beans. So they changed. Let me look this up, man. I think it was ChatGPT. GMS. Kansas City leader. It may be another AI. It may have been another algorithm that I looked up, because when I looked into it, I mean, it damn near, it didn't get my name right, but it got a lot of shit right. I was like, oh shit, this is wild, man. So they know. They know, man. Like the Lord said, there's no secret that they can hide from me. This man knows, man. He knows. This is why it's funny how the hell they all of a sudden they talking about the shooter of this guy, Brian Thompson, was a damn Ivy League student. Get the fuck out of here, man. That wasn't no, they pinned it on somebody. Now some innocent dude, even if he's real, is getting ready to go to jail, or somehow, some way they're gonna find him dead in a sewer somewhere, or he's fled the country, when they probably made the shit up in the first place. But this is how this man get down. He's sloppy. But anyway, it says, there's no speech nor language where their voice is not heard, and their line is gone throughout the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And in them have he set a tabernacle for the sun, right? And a tabernacle is a dwelling place. Sun goes into wisdom and knowledge and understanding. So this is merely talking about the internet, man. Okay, it's twofold, of course, but you know, we use it as the internet scripture. Scriptures prophesied about the internet, okay? Because we know that the Bible was written before. It's a book that withstood the test of time. For all you people that say, oh, those are biblical times, brother. We in biblical times now, man. We're in solely biblical times now. We ain't never been out of biblical time. We still in biblical times. And we still going to be in biblical times when Yahweh Shai come back, because the scriptures give you the aftermath of this place. The scriptures give you the aftermath of when this place goes down in great detail. So that's cold-blooded. But anyway, this is the book of Daniel 12. And I'm going to start at 4, and I ended. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. All right. And that's through the World Wide Web, man. Okay. You remember you had them dial-up modems. You had to hook the modem up into a dial-up broadband through a jack, and it was connected to your phone. And then, you know, the AOL, America Online, and then you got mail. Then before you know it, in the early 2000s, this shit took off, man. And Google, and I remember it was something called Ask Jeeves. It was like a bootleg kind of Google thing. You know, you go to askjeeves.com and you put everything in and it'll pop itself up. I remember I used to use it when I was 8th grade and early high school years to get cheat codes for video games. I just go online and get the cheat codes and shit, man. You know, and they give you a whole list of things, man. So it's crazy, man. But, you know, I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Habashai, Bashim Rakakadash. Lord, will you edify to the next lesson. Shalom.